The book of Genesis, chapter 10. Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And unto them were sons born after the flood. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, and Magog, and Madai, and Javan, and Tubal, and Meshech, and Tiras. And the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, and Ripha, and Togarmah. And the sons of Javan, Elshah, and Tarshish, Kittim, and Dodanim. By this were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, every one after his tongue, after their families, in their nations. And the sons of Ham, Cush, and Mizraim, and Phut, and Canaan. And the sons of Cush, Seba, and Havilah, and Sabtah, and Ramah, and Sabtechai, and the sons of Ramah, Sheba, and Dedan. And Cush begat Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, and Erech, and Akkad, and Calneh, in the land of Shinar. Out of that land went forth Ashur, and built Nineveh, and the city of Rehoboth, and Calah. And risen between Nineveh and Calah, the same is a great city. And Mizraim begat Ludim, and Anamim, and Lehabim, and Naphtuhim, and the Patruchim, and Casluhim, out of whom came the Philistines. And Caphtorim, and Canaan begat Sidon, his firstborn, and Heth. And the Jebusites, and the Amorites, and the Girgashites, and the Hivites, and Archachites, and the Sinites, and the Arvadite, and the Zemarite, and the Hamathite, and afterward were the families of Canaanites spread abroad. And the border of the Canaanites was from Sidon, as thou comes to the Gerar, into Gaza, as thou goes into Sodom, and Gomorrah, and Admah, and Zeboim, even unto Lashiah. These are the sons of Ham, after their families, after their tongues, in their countries, and in their nations. To Shem also, the father of all the children of Eber, the brother of Japheth, and elder, even to him were children born. The children of Shem, Elam, and Ashur, and Arphaxad, and Lud, and Aram. And the children of Aram, Uz, and Hul, and Gether, and Mash. And Arphaxad begat Salah, and Salah begat Eber. And unto Eber were born two sons. The name of one was Peleg, for in his days was the earth divided. And his brother's name was Joktan, and Joktan begat Almodad, and Shepleh, and Hazarmagved, and Jerah, and Hadoram, and Uzal, and Dilkah, and Obal, and Abimael, and Shebai, and Ophir, and Havilah, and Jobab. All these were the sons of Joktan. And their dwelling was from Meshai, Azog goes to Sephar, a mountain of the east. These are the sons of Shem, after their families, after their tongues, in their lands, after their nations. These are the families of the sons of Noah, after their generations, in their nations, and by this were the nations divided in the earth after the flood. Psalms 50. The majesty of God in Zion. His pleasure is not in sacrifices, but in a thankful and obedient heart. A psalm of Asaph. The mighty God, even the Lord, has spoken and called the earth from the rising of the sun to the going down thereof. Out of Zion, the perfection of beauty, God has shined. Our God shall come and shall not keep silence. A fire shall devour before him, and it shall be very tempestuous round about him. He shall call to the heavens from above, and to the earth, that he may judge his people. Gather my saints together to me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. And the heavens shall declare his righteousness, for God is judge himself. Hear, O my people, and I will speak, O Israel, and I will testify against you. I am God, even your God. I will not reprove you for your sacrifice or your burnt offerings to have been continually before me. I will take no bullock out of your house, nor he goats out of your folds. For every beast of the forest is mine, and the cattle upon 1,000 hills. I know all the fowls of the mountains, and the wild beasts of the field are mine. If I were hungry, I would not tell you, for the world is mine, and the fullness thereof. Will I eat the flesh of bulls, or drink the blood of goats? Offer to God thanksgiving, and pay your vows to the Most High. And call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver you, and you will glorify me. But to the wicked God says, what have I to do to declare my statutes, or that you should take my covenant in your mouth? But to the wicked God says, what do you do to declare my statutes, or that you should take my covenant in your mouth? Seeing that you hate instruction and cast my words behind you, when you see a thief, then you contend with him, and have been a partaker with adulterers. You give your mouth to evil, and your tongue frames deceit. You sit and speak against your brother. You slander your own mother's son. These things have you done, and I kept silence. You thought that I was altogether such an one as yourself, but I will reprove you and set them in order before your own eyes. Now consider this, you that forget God, lest I tear you in pieces and there be none to deliver. Whosoever offers praise glorifies me, and to him that orders his conversation aright will I show the salvation of God. Whosoever offers praise glorifies me, and to him that orders his conversation aright will I show the salvation of God. The book of Proverbs, chapter 13. A wise son hears his father's instruction, but a scorner hears not a rebuke. A man shall eat good by the fruit of his mouth, but the soul of the transgressors shall eat violence. He that keeps his mouth keeps his life, but he that opens wide his lips shall have destruction. The soul of the lazy desires and has nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made full. A righteous man hates lying, but a wicked man is loathsome and comes to shame. Righteousness keeps him that is upright in the way, but wickedness overthrows the sinner. There is that makes himself rich, yet has nothing. There is that makes himself poor, yet has great riches. The ransom of a man's life are his riches, but the poor hears not rebuke. The light of the righteous rejoices, but the lamp of the wicked shall be put out. Only by pride comes contention, but with a well-advised is wisdom. Wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished, but he that gathers by labor shall increase. Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but when the desire comes, it is a tree of life. Whosoever despises the word shall be destroyed, but he that fears the commandment shall be rewarded. The law of the wise is a fountain of life, to depart from the snares of death. Good understanding gives favor, but the way of transgressions is hard. Every prudent man deals with knowledge, but a fool lays open his folly. A wicked messenger falls into mischief, but a faithful ambassador is health. Poverty and shame shall be to him that refuses instruction, but he that regards reproof shall be honored. The desire accomplished is sweet to the soul, but it is abomination to fools to depart from evil. He that walks with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. Evil pursue sinners, but to the righteous good shall be repaid. A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children, and the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just. Much food is in the tillage of the poor, but there is that is destroyed for want of judgment. He that spares his rod hates his son, but he that loves him chastens him betimes. The righteous eats to the satisfying of his soul, but the belly of the wicked shall want. The second epistle of Paul the Apostle to the Corinthians, chapter 8. Moreover, brethren, we do you to wit the grace of God bestowed on the churches of Macedonia, how that in a great trial of affliction, that abundance of their joy and their deep poverty abounded to the riches of their liberality. For to their power I bear record, yea, and beyond their power they were willing of themselves, praying us with much entreaty that we would receive the gift and take upon us the fellowship of the ministering to the saints. And this they did, not as we hoped, but first gave their own selves to the Lord and unto us by the will of God. Insomuch that we desired Titus that as he had begun, so he would also finish in you the same grace also. Therefore, as ye abound in everything, in faith and utterance and knowledge, and in all diligence, in all your love, to see that you abound in this grace also. I speak not as commandment, but by occasion of the forwardness of others, and to prove the sincerity of your love. For you know the grace of our Lord Jesus, while he was rich, yet for your sakes he became poor, that you through his poverty might be rich. And herein I give my advice, for this is expedient for you who have begun before, not only to do so, but also to be forward a year ago. Now therefore perform the doing of it, that is, there was a readiness to will, so there may be a performance also out of that which you have. For if there be a first willing mind, it is accepted according to what a man has, and not according to that he has not. For I mean not that other men be eased and you be burdened, but by an equality, that now at this time your abundance may be a supply for their want, that their abundance also may be a supply for your want, that there may be equality. As it is written, he that hath gathered much had nothing over, and he that gathered little had no lack. But thanks be to God, which put the same earnest care to the heart of Titus for you. For indeed he accepted the exhortation, but being more forward of his own accord, he went to you. We have sent with him the brother whose praise is in the gospel throughout all the churches. And not that only, but also who was chosen of the churches to travel with us with this grace, which is administered by us to the glory of the same Lord and declaration of your ready mind. Avoiding this, that no one should blame us in this abundance which is administered by us, providing for honest things, not only in the sight of the Lord, but also in the sight of men. And we have sent with them our brother, whom we have oftentimes proved diligent in many things, but now much more diligent upon the great confidence which I have in you. Whether any do inquire of Titus, he is my partner and a fellow helper concerning you, or our brethren be inquired of, they are the messengers of the churches and the glory of Christ. Wherefore show ye to them and before the churches the proof of your love and of our boasting on your behalf.